we want to solve the equation q divided by v plus 9 equals 60 divided by v. In order to solve for v, we need to isolate v on one side of the equation. Notice right now we have a v in the denominator here as well as here. But also remember, when we have an equation that contains fractions, we have the option of clearing the fractions from the equation by multiplying both sides of the equation by the least common denominator. Notice how here, because the least common denominator would be v, let's begin by clearing the fractions from the equation by multiplying both sides of the equation by v. So we'll multiply the left side by v, and we'll multiply the right side by v. Let's go ahead and show each product. So we have v times q divided by v plus v times 9 equals v times 60 divided by v. And for the products involving a fraction, let's write v as a fraction with the denominator of 1 here and here. And now before multiplying, we'll simplify out any common factors between the numerators and denominators. Notice how here we have a common factor of v. v over v simplifies to 1 over 1, and therefore we just have 1 times q, which equals q, plus v times 9 is 9v equals, again here we have a common factor of v. v over v simplifies to 1 over 1, and therefore this product is just 1 times 6d, which equals 6d. Notice now the fractions have been eliminated, and now there's only one term that has a v in it, this term here. So the next step is to isolate the v term, and therefore we want to undo or eliminate the q. So for the next step, we'll subtract q on both sides of the equation. Subtracting q undoes positive q, or q minus q is 0. So now we just have 9v equals 60 minus q. On the left side, 9v means 9 times v, and therefore to solve for v, we need to undo this multiplication. To undo multiplying by 9, we'll now divide both sides by 9. Simplifying, dividing by 9 undoes multiplying by 9, where 9 divided by 9 is 1, 1 times v is v, so v equals 6d minus q divided by 9. So now we do have the equation solved for v, but I also want to show how we can express v in a different form. Again, if we have v equals 6d minus q divided by 9, because we're dividing by a monomial, we can divide each term in the numerator by the denominator, which means we can also say v equals 6d divided by 9 minus q divided by 9. In this form, we can simplify 6d over 9 because 6 and 9 share a common factor of 3. There are 2 3's in 6 and 3 3's in 9, and therefore v can also be expressed as v equals 2d divided by 3 minus q divided by 9. Again, it's not required to express v in this form, but it is important to recognize the expression 2d divided by 3 minus q divided by 9 is equivalent to the quantity 6d minus q divided by 9. I hope you found this helpful.